I think the biggest difference also when you try to analyze and look at Decentraland versus SANDBOX is that people can already directly connect their wallets and go in and walk around and enjoy concerts there, while for SANDBOX, it's just actually starting. So for Decentraland, you have something already where there's still a lot of building going on, but people can already experience it, while for SANDBOX, given its valuation, it really hasn't fully opened yet. So what's interesting to see is how this will play out when SANDBOX opens, and how this will play out also when the other games of GALA games start to get playable over the next few months and years. Hey guys, so in this video, allow me to share my rationale for SAND, for MANA, and also for GALA, which are some tokens that I started to track a couple of months back, way before this entire push in GameFi and the Metaverse as well. But please do note this, that whatever movement that we saw over the past 3 months, where we saw a large push, it was all predicated on the announcement of Mark Zuckerberg about the Metaverse, and then it brought a lot of attention to a lot of the Metaverse related /NFT/ gaming tokens, and that's why we saw the SANDBOX and Decentraland start to push up. Then it also started to trickle down into a lot of other blockchain games. Also, we have GALA, which a lot of people were excited primarily because one of its founders was highly connected to Farmville, a very, very popular game that was on top of Facebook a couple of years back. And a lot of people have been following what has been happening to Axie Infinity, that based on what was going on to Axie Infinity, that if there would be other platforms, other games, and other NFTs that could have actually better gameplay than Axie, something that's actually enjoyable and something that could give rewards for other people as well, that while they're actually playing, they're actually also enjoying, that they could also have a shot to somehow compete for the market cap of Axie. So it doesn't mean that if other crypto games would go up, it doesn't mean that Axie would lose its gamers, it doesn't mean that Axie won't be as relevant anymore. Please do remember that this is so early. Crypto gaming, GameFi, is one of the more interesting use cases for cryptocurrencies and blockchain, which a lot of the other facets of blockchain have been trying to do for years to get mass adoption, to get a lot of people to get into it. But I guess it's cooler, it's more fun to talk about games. It's easier for people to understand how games actually work versus talking about lending, talking about AMMs, talking about DEXs. That's why it was easier for a broad majority of retailers to come into it. It was easier for a broad majority of people who were already transacting and buying skins of games to be able to understand it. My rationale while I was looking into it, please do remember this was pre-Mark Zuckerberg announcing Facebook turning into Meta. I knew the Metaverse would be something that would be relevant. I wasn't so sure how fast that it would become mainstream and how fast would people start to understand it as well, and how digestible it would be. But similar to my approach to me getting into Bitcoin, I just wanted to have a position in it in my portfolio. I just wanted to add into it so that I have exposure. And somehow, no, when you buy a token, when you buy a crypto, and this applies also to my experience in the stock market, when you buy a stock, even if it's at a very, very small size, since you see it in your portfolio, since you see it in your wallet, you somehow track it, you somehow watch it already, and you somehow spend a lot of time trying to learn more about it. And that's how it just actually started for me for SANDBOX, even for GALA, that I know the entire space where they will be in will be very, very big. I don't know how big it will be, but I do know that if I start with a position that if it goes lower, it really doesn't hurt my entire portfolio. But if it pushes up, then it will allow me to learn more about it, add to it, and also grow my portfolio as a whole. Zooming in back to GALA, I just knew it. Looking at the other games that were out there also, there were a lot of games that were connected also to BSC that had a lot of players going on. But what's so important that people need to realize that when you build an NFT / blockchain / crypto game, it's still a game. There should be a component for it that it should be sustainable for people to like it and play in that platform for a very, very long time. Because if they're not interested in it, they don't like it, after a few weeks, after a few months, it won't go very, very long. And I guess I want to say this to a lot of people who want to invest in blockchain related games. Look at also the history, the track record of the people who have made games inside of it, who have made games in the past, because their experience of how they actually deliver will play a very, very big part in it. And for GALA, in my opinion, it was the founder's connection to Farmville, which was a game that I actually played as well, which was a game that I actually knew, and which was a game that was built on top of Facebook. But not just that, I saw that it was a social game in a way that a lot of people outside the online space were actually talking about it. Of course, you get to interact in-game, but outside, it was something that was very, very relevant. Looking at GALA, that was trying to build an ecosystem inside of it, that it wasn't just focused on one game, but they were building a lot of games in it, and the GALA token was something that you would use in and out of the ecosystem and in and out of those games that they're trying to build as well. In the same way for SANDBOX, what I was thinking before was, this is so cool, NFTs and land. And also something similar to how Minecraft is. And looking at how big Minecraft is, the large amount of people that know about it, that play it, that enjoy doing it, then if you have a blockchain version of that where people could have ownership of the items that are there, the avatars that are there, the games that are there, the land that's there, the entire ecosystem of SANDBOX. I just knew it was just a matter of time before people started to understand it and people started to build it. And at that time, no, it wasn't really open yet. I know while I'm making this video, we had SANDBOX Alpha and people got to see how the sandbox looked like. People got to actually feel what it is. But at that time, it wasn't still there. It was just more of, okay, seeing how they will deliver, seeing how it will actually be if everything actually rolls out. Then I was actually looking at it from this perspective. The market cap at that time of Axie Infinity was very, very high compared to where Decentraland was, compared to where SANDBOX was, compared to GALA was as well. That being said, if I had this belief system that they had what it takes to build something that could compete also on how Axie is, then there's a shot that they could actually go after also the market cap of Axie Infinity. And while I'm making this video, it's actually a fact already right now that Decentraland is already number 27 in terms of market cap, while Axie Infinity is at number 28. Market cap of Decentraland is 5.9 billion US dollars, while Axie Infinity is also around 5.9. They're very, very close to each other. That's what I was actually saying, and I was thinking of that its upside would be where Axie is. Given that Axie Infinity is around 5.9 billion US dollars, we have SANDBOX at around 4.7 billion US dollars, which is very, very close to where Axie is also. But please do note also, while I'm making this video, the price of Axie also has started to correct from a high of around 150 US dollars to below 100 right now, and that's one of the reasons also why its market cap is relatively lower than where it was before. That's one of the reasons why also Decentraland was able to also push higher above it, as the whole cryptocurrency market right now, by the time of this recording, is still relatively lower. Looking at GALA, which is around 0.51 right now, it has a market cap of 3 billion US dollars, very, very close and pushing towards where Axie is. Right now, while we're doing this video, we have Decentraland, which is currently on top of this whole NFT slash metaverse slash gaming category. If you are looking at SANDBOX or GALA, one of the things that you could look at also is see how it would catch up or fare towards Decentraland. And I think the biggest difference also when you try to analyze and look at Decentraland versus SANDBOX is that people can already directly connect their wallets and go in and walk around and enjoy concerts there, while for SANDBOX, it's just actually starting. So for Decentraland, you have something already where there's still a lot of building going on, but people can already experience it, while for SANDBOX, given its valuation, it really hasn't fully opened yet. So what's interesting to see is how this will play out when SANDBOX opens, and how this will play out also when the other games of GALA games start to get playable over the next few months and years. I just want to say this also, that while we're doing this, you do know that Nike entered the NFT space already. Adidas also did a drop highly connected to the Bored Ape Yacht Club and Punk's Comics. I'm saying this because there will be a lot of gaming companies, there will be a lot of traditional brands that will be entering the space, meaning in the next few years, there will be a lot of competition in this space. It just won't be about who will be the first game out there. It will be already about having a game that's playable, having a game that people will actually like, having a game that over and over, it's something that people will enjoy. And then if there's a play to earn aspect, it becomes a bonus, it becomes part of it, and that's what will make the game very, very sustainable, and that's what will build a very, very strong ecosystem around it. Please do note that I have deep dives on that, but that was my main rationale of thinking of, okay, what's a possible narrative on how Decentraland, GALA, or even SANDBOX could actually go up. It was just them trying to chase after the market cap of Axie as well. So there, I hope that this was something that was helpful for you. I hope that this was something that gave you insight. I hope that this is something also that allowed you to see how I actually would think and how I actually would analyze things. And I try to make it as simple as possible for all of you, because that's the whole goal and narrative into all of this, is that it's not about me trying to be smart, but it's me trying to influence a lot of people the right way and to give as much good information as possible, especially in YouTube, that I really believe it's a very, very strong tool for people to know more and be educated. And I highly suggest spend a lot of time learning. It doesn't just have to be from my channel, but it's highly important that you get to know what you're getting into, because the more you know, the better understanding you have and the better financial decisions you will also make as well. So this is Marvin Kermo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, and God bless you all.